Few of our clients actually understand the differences between operating a traditional data center and a cloud infrastructure. And it's not because that they're dumb or anything like that. It's just that these technologies and the concepts around these technologies are so new out in the marketplace that there's really no one running, a cloud infrastructure right now. Well, I mean, there are a few out there, but none really up and running the way that they should be running. So there's very hard to find experienced people. We at GreenPages, we actually have implemented these, and we run one in our own infrastructure right now. So we have the experience, and what we're finding is that there's huge differences between running a cloud infrastructure and a traditional data center. And really, it comes down to the fact that you're delivering IT services versus doing commodity IT stuff, right? If you think about a cloud infrastructure, and it's decoupling the business benefit of the compute assets, the CPU, the memory, the storage, all that kind of stuff, decouple the business benefit. So the business benefit is what you get out of it. What makes the company money, what allows HR to hire somebody, right? That's a business benefit that technology provides. Separate that, decouple that from the actual operation of the asset so that you can manage that asset regardless of what it does, regardless of the business benefit. You manage the asset, and then you can actually optimize that, right? So that decoupling. Well, how that all works is through automation and orchestration of specific IT commodity tasks. So an IT commodity task might be provisioning a server. Basically, going out to a virtual center, picking a template, putting all, doing all the stuff that you need to do, and then you have a virtual machine, right? That is an IT task. But that is, it's a commodity task. And what you do in a cloud infrastructure is you take that commodity task and you translate that into a software routine or a workflow, right? And a workflow is basically a bunch of those commodity tasks that are connected in a value chain, and then you run the whole chain, and that gives you the business benefit, right? And that's cloud infrastructure. And those automated processes, they automatically tie into things like configuration and change management and capacity management. So all these things happen automatically based on these templates, based on the rules and the policies that you set. Now, in a traditional data center, none of this happens because it doesn't exist. So all of the rules and all the processes around running a traditional data center have been optimized for people doing stuff, right? So someone actually manually racking and stacking and putting a switch in and configuring that, that's how the processes are built up. So operational guidelines, build books, all that kind of stuff is built around people doing stuff, right? So when you switch from that people doing stuff to the system doing it for you, but me defining what the system does, the actual roles and responsibilities of the people who manage that have to change. And the way they have to change is that people have to understand that the IT group is delivering IT services. We're not delivering a server, we're not delivering storage, we're not delivering networks, we're delivering a business benefit derived IT service. So when someone, the development guy says, okay, in the traditional data center world, it's 3 or 4 months before he actually even gets to develop, because he's got procurement, he's got management, he's got security, he's got to follow these rules and respond and do these approval processes and all this kind of stuff, right? In a automated cloud infrastructure, we've taken on all those and we put those into very clear workflows, and we've QA'd and tested them, and these things automatically get approvals based on who the guy is, what role he's in, and he goes to a very clear and concise self-service framework and says, I want this and this. The system says, okay, you have the rights to get that and that, and I'll give it to you, right? He gets an email in 15, 20 minutes, and all the stuff is there, right? That's delivering the service. Now, if you have a traditional data center and you haven't transitioned the actual operation of the systems to understand that it's now delivering IT services, you're going to fail, because you're going to have people still wanting to do commodity IT services that the system is doing. And so what you have to do is you have to actually align the business processes, what people do, their roles and responsibilities, to actually how the system works. So you're optimizing to a new system. You're not optimizing to people doing stuff. You're optimizing to the system doing stuff, but me telling the system what to do, right? And in the end of the day, when all is said and done, you're going to have things like new roles in the IT organization, like a business service architect, which doesn't exist in a traditional data center because there is no such thing as a business service in a traditional data center. But a business service architect in a cloud infrastructure, he's the guy that says, this is what my consumers want, right? My consumers are my users. And I look at all the processes that go into giving the users that thing, whatever that thing is, right? And then I take all those and I optimize that and turn that into workflow, and then I put that workflow into the system, and then I put a checkbox on the self-service catalog. Right now, the user, business user, can go check that off, and he gets that, right? But the guy after him, and the guy after him, and the guy after him get the same thing as well. See, the thing is, when you go to a cloud infrastructure, in a lot of cases, well, in practically all the cases, once you define a service, that service is reusable again and again and again. You define it once, and you reuse it a million times, which is another great point when you're thinking about going to that infrastructure, is that you have to do a lot of work up front and understand that you need to do it right the first time. Because an automated process is great, it'll redo something a million times, but if you make a wrong decision up front, it'll redo that wrong decision a million times. So so what we do as consultants and integration specialists and cloud infrastructure specialists at GreenPages, we help our clients understand how to make those right choices, how to translate those choices into automation and workflows, and then to use that to actually create their cloud infrastructures.